Prime time. Just kidding. So, prime rib. It's that time of year again. And look at this beauty, you know. Wood Nickle Farms came through again. Usually we do a bone-on ribeye for prime rib, but I started thinking about what I used to do for New Year's in the restaurants. We never did bone in. We always did boneless. We just got a gorgeous ribeye, and we treated it just like we're about to treat this one. All right, so we're gonna do a blackened Dijon prime rib, one of my favorite ways to do a prime rib and to celebrate the entire year. Let's get into the action. So let's talk about our grill setup today. I'm using a Classic 2 standalone, one of my favorite grills, and I've lit the grill pile from the bottom. I'm gonna go ahead and rake all of this engaged charcoal to one side because this is gonna be a dual kind of cooking method where we're going to get a big bold sear and then we're going to put the deflector shields in, get some smoke going. In fact, why don't we do this? We'll do the hot smoke. Okay, so we'll get smoke going as we're searing it to lock it into the crust, then we'll take it off. Let's just do it. Let's just do it. You know, you guys know me. So this is probably, I don't know, what do you think, Nathan? 4 pounds, 5 pounds, 4 pounder?
Just big enough.
Just the right size. We're gonna do the scruffing technique, okay? So little hash marks all the way across the body, and not just the top through the cap, but we're going to flip it over and get the other side as well. And this is going to allow that smoke and seasoning to penetrate through that cap, create more nooks and crannies for surface area, and allow that natural lump charcoal to really do its thing and give us that celebrated flame-kissed flavor. Don't forget the face. We always forget to do the face of these things too. This is a gorgeous piece of meat. For the seasoning today, first I want to start out with a little bit of salt. Now I like kosher salt. Some people use iodized salt or smoked salts. I'm not into the smoked salt at all. Sea salt's fine, but I'm a kosher salt fan through and through. And I want to get every single side here. And then we're going to go on. I chose a Lanes BBQ Blackening seasoning. And there is some salt content to this, so watch out how much you use. But I just love the color here. You know, when we think about blackening, we think about cast iron pans, or at least I do, and like red fish and that sort of thing. Blackening is going to give all kinds of cool floral, aromatic flavor profiles to this. And it's just big, bold, and beautiful. Something to stand up to the ribeye. And then I like to kind of just roll around what's still left on the board. Look at that, winning already. You want a really nice crust on the top because that's going to be our presentation. A little bit of oil, aceite, right on top. Pat, pat, pat. And why not? We'll give it one more little sprinkle. All right, so we are at a sear temperature. The grill temperature is going to be 350 eventually, but for searing, we're just looking for dome open, draft door all the way open, charcoal banked underneath our grill grate, and we're going fat cap side down first. We got the oil on there, and then we're going to take some of our smoking wood over here and plug it into the hottest portion of the fire. Nothing crazy, we just want to lock some of this smoke in as this beautiful piece of meat is searing. I'm not even gonna close the dome, right? This is a lit up, full action, and as soon as we start to see those flames pop up, now we need to start kind of managing our meat. Look at that. Ooh, baby. That's what I'm talking about. And now while it's still sizzling, we're gonna hit it with a little more seasoning and dry baste. Again, this is not about cooking the meat, but it's just about locking in some of that smoke sear, getting some caramelization going, and I'm liking what I'm seeing already. Don't be afraid of that flame, right? Just be there to kind of manage the caramelization. Flip it around on all sides. I want even bark all the way around. We're going to get a lot more opportunity to build bark indirect here shortly. Let's go ahead and take this prime rib off. I'm loving the way it looks on all sides, and continue to dry baste with that blackening seasoning, building layers of deliciousness. Let's set up for an indirect cook. We'll put our deflector shields in. Grill grates are going in the top portion of the divide and conquer system. Let's also close the dome, and I want to shut this grill completely down for a couple minutes, right? Because we don't want a 500 degree grill. We don't want that ceramic super hot. So we're gonna shut it down completely right now while we're building our bark, and then we're going to stabilize it probably 325. We'll take a look at where we're at. Let's talk about this bark builder. Again, I've got great caramelization here, but I want something on the outside to roast in to make this really complex, rad bark. All right, that blackening seasoning is super cool. I've got some fresh herbs here. You know, use whatever you've got, but I'm gonna go in with a little sage, a little rosemary, some fresh thyme. 2 types of mustard in this sauce, okay? I want Dijon, and then I want whole grain. And that whole grain, you know, these 2 mustards bring something completely different to the party, right? Both are acidic, but this is almost smooth, it's creamy. This is almost like a mustard caviar, right? I want to feel that snap.
Mustard caviar.
Oh, look at it.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous. And so the combination of the 2 is just so much fun. Go in with those herbs. As if we didn't use enough blackening seasoning, let's get a little blackening seasoning in there. Let's go in with a little horseradish.
And there you go.
Usually I do garlic, but then you know, I can see the comment section now. Horseradish, horseradish. Let's mix it all up. And now we're gonna paint this on the outside of the prime rib that already has that nice sear on it. And look how cool that is. Oh yeah. I can't help myself. Woo! Woo! There it is. That is bright and sunny. Like that is fun. Yowza. That's a lot of fun.
Yahtzee.
Yahtzee. Right on top. And I think we just start out with the top, just like this for now. And we've got plenty to continue to build if this comes off when we're rotating it or anything. We got plenty to continue to baste with, but look how beautiful that is. And think about what's going to happen while it's in the grill. It's picking up the residual smoke as this drips and renders. It's smoking with its own rendering, which is a beautiful thing. And that moisture content in the top, all this beautiful mustard is just going to capture all of that. So layers and layers and layers of complexity and building this educated flavor. Let's take a look at our grill. Sure enough, we stabilized at that 300, 325. Let's go ahead and open the top. Beautiful, and let's put our roast or our prime rib. Look at that. Oh, we're so winning right now. I don't know. Let's get the presentation side. That's how I want to see it. Nice and centered. Oh yeah. I just brought it forward so we wouldn't be in the shadow here so you can see it, but I do want it in the middle of the grill. There we go. And dome down. Now we're gunning for an internal temperature, and it's up to you, but I like to hit 125 and then let it come off and raise up. You can take it a little further. You can take it to that 130 if you want to. Maybe we do 130. But I want to, in about 45 minutes, we're going to take an internal temperature just to see where we are, but we're going to turn it as well just to continue to promote that even cooking. And our ceramic's going to do a great job of radiating even heat for us as well. Let's go ahead and open that draft door just a little bit to maintain our temperature of 325 and control tower at the second setting. Beautiful. We'll take a look in 45 minutes. It's been 45 minutes and we've come to an internal temperature of about 92 degrees. Now let's go ahead and turn it just again to promote that even cooking. Close the dome, we're gonna give it another 40-45 minutes. It's been another 30 minutes and I can't help myself. We gotta take a look at this thing. I wanna take an internal temperature. And I'm loving what I'm seeing, I'm loving what I'm smelling. All good things. Let's see where we are. Thickest part. 109 here, but when we get a little closer to the edge, I always do multiple readings. 111. And then we're in our 126 towards the edge, but we're looking at that center at about 112. So let's go ahead and give it that extra 15 minutes or so. I might even open up the draft door on the bottom and get a little more circulation in there to kind of help crust that crust up. Yeah. We'll open this baby for the last 10-15 minutes. Prime time! It's a celebration. Let's see what we got. Yes!
Come on.
Crusty.
Come on.
Yep. Now comes the hard part. The hardest part about this whole recipe, letting it rest. You know, I can't stand this. Like,
You say it every time.
There's no way around it though. You gotta let it rest. We slice into this thing and all ththose uses are all over the cutting board and they should be in every bite. I mean, there's no way around it. And this is a 15-minute rest, right? I try to push it to 7 minutes every time, and every time I say I should have left it for another 8 minutes, you know. So I think we're at about a 15-minute rest here. And don't forget, it's still cooking right now. It's still ramping up. Inertia, you know, it hasn't slowed down yet. It's starting to pump the brakes a little bit. But I love the look of that crust, and then to use this beautiful horseradish mustard crust that we have left over as the sauce, I think is just going to be fabulous. You could kick a little mayonnaise in there if you wanted to lighten it up and have some differentiation, but I think we're a-okay. This is what I want. We're going to keep it simple. 15 minutes. The rest is over, thank goodness. And this guy is just looking better and better. I've been sitting here ogling over it, if that's a word. You know, now we've got to decide how many folks we're feeding and how we want to slice it up. Yeah, I like about a 3/4 of an inch slice, so we're gonna go right. Oh yeah. And as the oxygen begins to interact with it, it'll begin to rouge up. Look how gorgeous that fat is. They do such a good job at Nickle Farms. These cows are incredible. These are absolutely stunning. Now, if you've got somebody who wants it a little more done, I mean, but that's perfect. Who would want it more? I mean, that is picture perfect. That's prime time, right? You could season this again and put another sear on it, but I mean, just everything about that is gorgeous. Standard presentation here. And I'm dipping it. See, here's a little bit of the board sauce here.
Potted for a king right there.
Yeah, that's ridiculous. I don't know anybody who wouldn't be just absolutely thrilled with that. The aromas that are coming off from the mustard, the horseradish mustard crust, fantastic. And I just want to do that.
Oh yeah.
Why not, right? And I know it feels like an expensive purchase, but if you're cooking for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people, this is so much more approachable to treat as a whole roast versus having these 12 to 16 ounce steaks and grilling each individual one and taking individual attempts and trying to hit, you know, exactly where you need to be. Here we've taken the guesswork out of it. We took our time, 45 minutes, and we're spot on. That mustard horseradish crust is out of this world. The Smoke Sear, I get the smoke in the crust. Just a very elevated dish done simply. And I want to remind you, I say this time and time again, simple things done perfectly win every time. Folks, thanks for hanging out with us today. Don't forget, hit the subscribe button, do the notification thing. Do leave us a comment. I love seeing the comments. Tell us what sauce is your favorite sauce for prime rib. And as always, from our backyard to yours, cheers and happy grilling.